Something different today, and before you start typing, I don't mean the nation/mod, okay? I mean a different type of video compared to what I usually upload. Because today I want to try out something new with my videos, and that is making kinda a tutorial / how to play, like a path guide basically, in video form. And the nation with which we are going to do this today is the Qing government. Anyway, today I will go down the CERA path. And for this, I will have to do one special thing, and that is right here. Yep, we need this guy to be in charge of Shandong, to Yingguang, and yeah, basically everything. I'm just gonna activate this one for reasons. And yeah, let us begin. Now, I wanted to start this series with countries whose gameplay is basically ingrained in my brain, and you know, what better region to start with, the one that is genuinely ingrained in my brain? China. And with probably one of the more frustrating paths if you ever tried doing it, which is the Qing restoration path. And on top of that, with the legitimate elections path for the Manchus, with which you need Chu in command in Shandong, which we did at the beginning. So we gotta get rid of this loser. Yes, I'm called him loser again, you can't stop me. Anyway, first things first, the army basically right now just doesn't matter at all. We can just put it on our main railway here where our supply hubs are, you know, there. And we're just gonna build mills here in these two cities, or like in any state which has 60 infrastructure, or the highest infrastructure. Research, we're gonna go into guns and basic machine tools. And for productions, we'll get trains and then just have one factory on artillery, support equipment, and then the rest goes into guns, because we'll be needing guns. Who could have guessed? But yeah, for now this is everything we can start, and yeah, when the important events come where the choice actually matters, you know, I'm gonna chime in and tell you what to select. Though we can't train our army. Now, first important event. Once Anqing, or the Anhui province, breaks free from the League and their governor Chen Taoyuan sends you a telegram, you gotta refuse. We will not fund his rebellion. I don't know if they should change that he always asks a second time, because for a while he has not done that. But yeah, you will still refuse him. And this second important event, which is Xi Yuan asking you for help. He's not a country leader right now, but he technically is. But yeah, you're also gonna refuse him. You're not helping anyone. Also, we're gonna send the navy up north, because we're gonna lose docking rights soon. Wow. Perfect timing. 1 day later, Imperial Navy flees north, as if I've triggered that one with that one. And now you can't select any focuses anymore, but don't worry, we're just gonna have to wait. And we got a dockyard, and we can use that, so let's do that. Well guys, sadly, our unified China is no more. Alright, widespread protests have happened, which automatically starts your focus here, handling the disintegration. Now, this is where more important events come in, so, you know, I'm gonna tell you what to select again. But anyway, these influence decisions now have popped up for Shanxi, where we can get some factory output and some political power. So yeah, let's select these. Now, it's not really important, but because you're basically gonna have no allies, do not help any out. Don't help this guy out, because he's not gonna be your friend if you go Qing restoration. Now, our governor of Hubei is invading Shihe here, or Enshi, because as we see, it belongs to Hubei province, but is currently not under Hubei province, so he wants it back. Now, there's a chance that he succeeds and you get the state for free, which would actually be cool because it's mountain and has a supply hub, so perfect for invading Sichuan. But yeah, it doesn't really matter too much if he wins that or not. Well, in my case, he lost, but like I said, doesn't matter too much. If he wins in your game, it's cool. Wow, you got one more state. Nice. Anyway, we can also, by the way, support Yan Xishan's government, because we don't want the Guomejun to be in charge. Though if Chu Yingguang asks for support, we'll send a division to help. Now, this happens or it doesn't happen, but can get him as a puppet before completing your event chain, or you will get him for free after you complete your event chain. Doesn't matter too much. Now, these guys apparently lost in Sichuan because we didn't fund them, but we're not gonna accept them back because we're not gonna keep them anyway. It's a waste of political power. First important event of this event chain, a clandestine meeting. Now, for our path, we wanna select Chu Yingguang in Shandong, and he's gonna accept anyway. Yan, you're gonna have to select a specific option, which I think is play on his ambitions of Master of China or whatever. But yeah, he always accepts if you ask him. There's no trying to sway him. Another important event, ominous troop movements. Very important, do not investigate. Because if you investigate, you're gonna find out that there's a Manchu coup getting organized, which is gonna make it fail, and we don't want it to fail. So there's nothing going on basically. That's don't worry about it. We're gonna have to be very like ignorant to things that are going on basically. Now this also doesn't really matter. I always like to send aid, so I'm just gonna try and force this through. And like I said, we are not gonna help out anyone. Again, some generals are retreating to our territory, and yeah, we're not gonna accept these. Because waste of political power if you accept them, because you're not gonna keep them. Fengtian ships on the Yangtze, let's seize them. And yeah, we're also not gonna accept this guy. And we're gonna do this because we don't like the Fengtian. And research wise, I'm gonna continue over here, getting all the way to this. And if you have MIOs, I think they're locked behind the DLC. Either way, I'm gonna go down there. And I will immediately get the better guns. Now we have been summoned to Beijing due to some problems here, there, everywhere, and yeah. Now it's gonna happen. The president, the marshal, and the emperor, and they enter the hall. And here, important, Wu and Cao are killed. The coup succeeds. Which will now put us on the Manchu restoration path. And we immediately integrate Shandong. Now, secure the North China Plain. I will also convert all these to irregulars, because we're gonna be using irregulars today. Since the Qing, especially the Qing, get a lot of irregular buffs. Because not only do they get an advisor that gives you irregular buffs, no, you also get irregular buffs from your focuses down here. Your entire army stuff here is basically buffing irregulars. So that's what we're gonna use, and that's also what we're gonna need, because there's a chance we're gonna end up at war with literally everyone around us, so having, troops that can be recruited cheaply and are still effective, and even more effective than normal infantry for our buffs. Yeah, that's pretty good, I would say. And right here, immediately gonna go for improved machine tools. We can also recruit an advisor, and our good old boy Chu Yinghuang is also making our advisors everywhere basically cheaper, which is great, man. Very cool of you. And we even get him for free basically in here, but you can remove him, which I wouldn't remove him anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna get the economic reformer first, and afterwards the ambitious engineer for the production efficiency cap increase. Now after this focus completes, only focuses you can do is over here, and maybe I should not have spent this political power, but anyway. Now we're gonna fight the civil war, and we do that through pressing the decisions, and yeah. Maybe don't select an advisor immediately. I think I'm gonna hold off the focus for 1 second to then select this and get started, because we're gonna get political power through these things anyway. Now securing favorable trade deals, by the way, here does basically nothing for you, so don't select that. It's just a waste of influence. Now always select it when you're ready down there. You wanna get this done very quickly, because as long as this is active, we have some problems. We can select the ambitious engineer. We have enough political power to continue selecting this, and like I said, you get political power from doing these. And let's also get this guy here as our chief of army. So normally you can select 2 advisors in a slot, but apparently in Qing can do that for whatever reason with this guy. I don't know. And that's the Geely dealt with. Now we just gotta wait for this focus to complete, and then we're gonna form an emergency government. Alright, let's start this, which will immediately, give you some events. First of all, reshuffling of the parties to make them kind of be in the correct place where they actually would be, ideological wise. And for our path, we will favor the Chinese Empire Reform Association. Now, very important, default on debt. We wanna get this done quickly, as soon as possible, since it's gonna give us a 700 days debuff, which will basically disallow us from trading with anyone, since minus 100 trade deal opinion factor. If you ever wondered why you're playing as Qing government and can't trade with anyone, that's the reason why. Now, this is kinda not really set here, but this gets rid of 2 debuffs, by the way. First, you get rid of the overwhelming national debt, but get this negative modifier for 700 days. And it also removes the Peking Commission, which you also wanna kinda get rid of, because it debuffs your stability and war support and political power. Production efficiency cap is great, but yeah, I don't want the stupid influence here. Now, this is very, very important for this path. Something I kind of bit screwed up in my live stream also. We kind of wanna rush down there because we need more than 50 stability for this. Problem is, at some point you're gonna get declared war by one guy, and if you can't beat him quick enough, well, you're gonna get declared by another guy, and then more wars, and you're basically in wars. And wars reduce your stability, so kind of hard to get this focus done then. So let's fast go to this. We can also get partial mobilization now. Now you could wait until you do your army focuses. I'm not gonna do that because I can't wait. We're gonna go with superior firepower. But the Kumul Khanate has broken free and is now at war with the Xinjiang clique. We wanna help them out, so let's send some divisions up there under this general because he has irregular officer trait. Now what you also want to do is promote Chinese unity with these guys to reduce their war support, because the higher their war support is, like if they have 50 war support, they can start their focuses to declare war on you. With 150 political power, let's also get the Kaiping mines, which they also give you coal and coal gain efficiency now. Wow, that's great. But more or less for the construction speed. And after improved machine tools, we want to get dispersed industry. Alright, after this is now done, we want to go over here and do the benefactor focuses, especially train civil servants, because this one unlocks our electoral reform decisions, which we will be needing for our path. Now we also want to start recruiting some divisions so that we can appear strong. So that we basically have a bit of a time before we get attacked by anyone. Now I think the irregular sub-doctrine right here is locked behind the new DLC, if I remember correctly. So if you don't have the new DLC, I think you could, yeah, you can just go for whatever suits your gameplay. I guess assault infantry wouldn't be too bad, since we will be using some support artillery, so you can kind of get buffs from that one. Don't know how these buffs actually affect the irregulars, so can't really comment on that, but yeah, I will go with irregulars. It's also cheaper, so yeah. Now I already recruited Aisenjoro CTA here, because he busts our irregulars, you know. I will also recruit the air reformer, because we will need air experience for some paratroopers and stuff like that we're gonna be needing, because that's the only way we can actually get Taiwan back. I don't know if these really matter, but I will go with we need a ruler above the fray of politics, since that is more wholesome. Also add support artillery to our units, of course, since, you know, we have artillery, you gotta use that for something, you know. Ignore that in the negative. Alright, I now did the focus, so now this down here appears. The Committee for Electoral Reform, which we will now have to do. Now these decisions, very important, because you could kinda screw it a bit up, because the game doesn't tell you, but there are multiple focus you can do to start these decisions. Problem with that though is, you will need a specific focus for a specific outcome of the event. So for this one, we want the modernize rural infrastructure focus, not the dragon and the iron horse one. And for this one, we want the rural loyalty national spirit, which we get from this focus right here for the best outcome for our path, because we need the best outcomes for our path. So be careful with that. Though this one we can immediately do. And here we want to do the assembly will have to hash out detail by detail to map out the electorate. Not the other one. We don't wanna... Gerrymandering is a very normal part of democratic process. I mean, I guess if you're living in the USA that is, but we don't want that here. If you wanna know what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna try and get down to the research slot right here. And yeah, also gonna add this now, because that's... we only have support equipment for this one. And let's recruit some more soldiers. We will be needing more. Now after this focus, I will go down the army ones, because we'll also be needing some stuff over here for rural loyalty anyway. So yeah. Now, while I don't really think that's that much of a problem, but you should do these fast, because you only have time until the elections to complete all your reforms, which are in June 1940. Down here it says it will cancel August 1st. So yeah, you have time until then to kind of do these things. Anyway, with this third research slot now, I will research transports. Well, bad news, the Guominjun is in charge of Shanxi now. We can't really do much with that, just stall it, but yeah. They have 57 war support, that's great. I know which guy here is gonna attack us first. And since the Ma clique lost against Tibet and Mongolia, keeping them is even more painful than it usually is, because now you gotta get all the way to Lanzhou, which is completely behind the river. Lovely. But we can give them a middle finger by getting some of the Jin clique generals that are now exiled. And one of these exiled generals is not even that bad for us because he has irregulars officer. We can also get Grand Assault here now. While guerrilla warfare does give us some irregular buffs, I don't really like it that much. It's kind of only really good for militia, or if you get some buffs on research like Mao Zedong gives you in the base game, basically. But yeah, I will go for Grand Assault. Now to further get some influence on them, by the way, let's quote some influence. Never mind. Now after we are done with these things here, let's get radio. And also we kinda also now want some of these other things, so let's change the production just a little bit. Promote Chinese unity, and do not spend these on air doctrine. And with this focus now complete, by the way, that's where we are with the focuses for your information. We can now do this. And we only have one option because we only did one of the focuses, but yeah, this is the good one. That's the one we want. We only get that if we do the modernize rural infrastructure focus. Alright, alright. Let's also do this now and get down to rural loyalty so that we also can do our last one. By the way, since I got a better advisor from the focus, a better coordination advisor, let's get this guy instead. And after transports, we of course wanna get paratroopers. And let's also put them right here. I'm gonna give them one factory and the rest will just go on guns first. And now that we have selected our main sub-doctrines here, we can start reforming the army. Because yeah, we also wanna kinda get rid of this army debuff, you know. Minus 15 orc is not really that great. By the way, the modernized rural infrastructure gave us some cool infrastructure in these two states, so that's where I shifted most of my mills now. I will also get bolt attack right here. Once they level up, you know, getting some more skills, whatever, since we do have low skill level generals, and we don't have this right here, giving us some more leader experience gain. Yeah, that's the only one right now. And we can also get limited conscription because we're basically a bit just stuck up here, which manpower can get a bit problematic if you're attacked from everywhere, so yeah, making sure already that this is not gonna be a problem. Speaking of getting attacked, our army is mostly prepared. These guys, they're kinda just gonna keep them around here if someone else decides, oh, nice time, now let's attack them. But yeah, let's send these over there, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now the template is still this right here. I've not changed it except for adding these support things, okay? Just that we get that, you know, squared away, checked away. We can also recruit these guys, some more irregulars, why not? And now let's declare that rural loyalty has been ensured. The rural population is happy with us, basically. Yippee. We love that. Alright, they've declared war. We can just activate a battle plan. I think we should get through there fairly easy. I'm of course gonna rush for their victory points, because that's what we gotta do here. That is what we gotta do here. And with that, we have capitulated them. Just rush for the victory points, pin them down, and yeah, that's one pesky nation already dealt with. And we didn't receive any any notification that someone's about to declare war, so that's great. If you do, well then you're just screwed a bit. And why are you blue? I've never seen this. Now let's put garrison on priority and also change the garrison to this horse template, because that's just gonna cost us infantry. What you also can do is create an agency to get psychological warfare. It's gonna cost 8 factories, so can do it right now. Maybe if we get some more integrations, I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna speed up compliance gain, which you want compliance to core all the things here. Anyway, water sense in the north, that means they can now press this whenever they want to, and that's gonna give them immediate annex wargal against us. Now, great to see them fighting down there instead of me, so yeah. By the way, we can do our last decision here now, and we're gonna select elections are called in regional governments within our territory, so we will allow the people to participate in government instead of appointing candidates from the capital. And after I've gotten my radio here now, we'll do dispersed industry 3, because through our focus right here we got some research bonus. Now this spy I will send up here to get me influence, intel, whatever. Now, because I don't really have any use for the political power that I'm gaining the entire time right now, just gonna improve relations with Russia, just for later, once we need to attack Mongolia and stuff like that, so that they, first of all, we have to do that while they are at war with Germany, because otherwise we're gonna have to fight them for this stuff, which we don't really want to. And hey, maybe he's gonna do some focuses to give us some cool advices, so kinda an army buff a bit, whatever. Well, the think tank click is justifying on us. I'm gonna send these divisions up there. The rest, I think I'm gonna hold, because when they declare war, it's most likely, actually they're very far away from getting attack goals on us. These guys don't get any, because this, yeah, they will never attack you if they have Baoding in charge. And these are fighting each other right now, which don't know if they're gonna do anything. So maybe we could actually just send all our divisions up there. Actually, not all, minus these guys. And these guys I'm gonna keep here. But we did get some reductions in combat with our sub-doctrine, so let's increase the size. Can really recruit more because our division limit is kinda approaching its maximum. Well, if you play with division limit, you don't have to. I'm just gonna do it for why not, because the game does give you some, you know, buffs with division limit to make these kinda useless. Kinda wanna play a bit more in the limitations. And with reinstate the Bao system, we now have the max irregular buffs we can get. Can still get some other buffs, but that's the max irregular buffs you get from that. Now we will try to get rid of Fractured Empire to, you know, get down to our Warlord submission focuses, which kinda like the thing with this path. Expansion, yeah, that's gonna take you a while until you get to that. It's kinda the difficulty in that path, but yeah, I hope I kinda showed you how to still play without expansion. And they declared war. I don't think they can push me, to be honest, though. And Red Kuomintang is now trying to declare war on us. But to be honest, buddy, maybe you should focus on these guys first before declaring the next one. Just wanna, you know, point it out. Now, I know you kinda wanna seize every chance you get, but your Hunan ally is not gonna really appreciate immediately getting kept, because their big cities are in the north, on our border, you know. Just wanted to put that out there. Up north, I'm just gonna let them attack me the entire time until they stop, and then I'm gonna do a counterattack. Oh, and he's got leveled up, so let's get him charismatic. Now, if you're wondering, I did show area advisor, but yeah, that's like all the advisors I basically selected, just for your information. And the template did show that before the war started, so yeah, it's gonna stay like this until we're done, I think, so yeah. By the way, we did research paratroopers, so let's spend our saved up air experience on them, and let's also start training some for later on. Yeah, we'll need steel and that. Thanks for giving me enough experience to select another army reform think tank. Very appreciated. And now the nationalist military government test. Glad us. I'm laughing because look at all these divisions they have on the border. Can you guys guess which country is about to capitulate immediately? If you guessed Hunan, well then you're correct. And yeah, that was easy. Don't know how much we can get, but I at least want to get to none, I guess. Maybe also Great Joe. Yeah, that's all we're gonna be able to take. Maybe not even this. Okay, I guess you can keep that then. If you really want to. At least give me... You dude, come on, man. I don't like. Look at these borders, man. Results of electoral reforms. Nice. Means we were very good at our reforms, and I kind of ignore this front, as you saw in the fast forwarding gameplay. But yeah, apparently they just destroyed their entire equipment. Good job. Just have the slight feeling these guys gonna attack us now because they can. So yeah, let's put these divisions down there. Actually, let's only put them like around here because we don't really need to push into here. I will now try and encircle some of their troops here because, you know, they've stopped attacking now. That's what I wanted to wait for. Now I'm gonna counterattack them. And yeah, a few divisions encircled here now. A few, not a lot. Yeah, no comment. But yeah, as I said, they gonna attack us, which they did. I'm holding off the event. Since, yeah, okay. I'm gonna try and actually keep all of the land here under protection. I'm gonna try and control Hunan here, or Xiangjiang, to, when you form the United Front, to take control over the state, basically. Because we can now completely push into the Xingtian and make them join Japan. So yeah, let's quickly get these around here so that we don't lose any state here. And another important thing we want to do is connect the railway. Make sure this is just level 1 because we don't want to build a level 2 railway. That's gonna take too long. And yeah, guess I have to wait then with these guys. Nice, he gets Logistic Wizard now. Actually, I just noticed that's the Nanjing provisional government is justifying on us. Okay, they still need to take a few days before they can actually use that, so it shouldn't be that problematic. Alright, they have declared war. Oh, my paratroopers, okay. Let's try and occupy the state here. We just need Changsha for that. Should be easy. And once this is complete, we're gonna start pushing with our frontline order. So just gotta like wait a second for it to finish, get supplies, and then be able to actually push. State's now controlled by us, that's all we wanted, so yeah, don't care. I'm already gonna activate that. I need to get with the Nanjing justification. We just need Yingguo, I think, and then they're gonna join Japan. Andong, go Andong fast. And yeah, there it is. Create a united front, which will allow us to invite all of these beautiful nations and make them unable to fight us. Now for these guys, we gotta negotiate a ceasefire, and the ceasefire basically allows you and the enemy to keep any state they control, basically, so they will accept, and we basically get the complete state for free. Could have got more, but I'm fine with that. I don't want to overstretch me here a bit, you know. Anyway, very important, let's set up some garrisons, port garrisons, very important. Gonna keep the frontline order active and try and push more and more before the entire Japanese population arrives on our border. And yeah. And yep, the Fengtian have capitulated. Most of Japan's troops are here in the south, which also great. So let's try and clean up here a bit. And yeah, this should now be enough encirclement, spinning, and stuff like that to secure us Korea, basically. I'm not really called any one of these guys in, just so that they don't naval invade, and because I don't really require their help, I just don't want them to attack me while I'm busy, you know, kicking out Japan. And I always try and get down there to the island, because it can be annoying if they retreat all their divisions into that. So the sooner that's secured, the better. Let's finish them off now, just like that. And yeah, that should basically be everything with Japan that you need to do. Last things will be, of course, the paratroopers, which I need transports now. Just really gonna secure these states where there are actual ports, because the rest is gonna be unnecessary. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna send all my army now. And yeah, these guys are already trained, which is great. I just need transports. Yeah, I just need transports now. So let's do this. Don't need this anymore, but we do need this and that. And now we gotta wait until we have enough transports. Wow. And yeah, I did not upgrade this. This is still the same template. Let's upgrade the paratroopers to this, and that should be fine enough. I don't even know if they have anything here. So, you know, could even be overkill, basically. Though we can recruit some more divisions, because, you know, we might have to have a big front line. Let's also get a war economy. Could have gotten that a while now, but whatever. Alright, we have 100 transports here now, ready. By the way, be careful if you have, you know, an overall garrison order that they are not really assigned to that by having different orders, basically, like a fallback line, like I had it, but yeah. And because there's not really anything around here, the Japanese AI will not really put up planes here, so you don't need an air force to do the paratroopers. Yeah. Now, what you do have to keep in mind is that you have to get this done before Fading Sun, or else you're also gonna have to capitulate Japan if you want to do that, which I right now don't want to do. But yeah, a Second Weltkrieg has started, which is great for us because, you know, we're almost done with Japan, and that means afterwards we just need to unify some things, and then we can get our demand Mongolia stuff. So we don't have to fight Russia for Mongolia, basically. Yeah. Anyway, now we just gotta wait until they are prepared. 7 days have passed, they're prepared, activate that, keep it paused, do a force attack, just in case there are some troops over there. But with our stuff here, it should be fine. I actually have stuff here this time, and my paratroopers, of course, land exactly on all the other things before landing up there again, which we just so love, right? Which we just so love. It's the first time it's actually that problematic. We might actually lose a paratrooper, by the way. They're naval invading. Yeah, don't care. We can do this though. Actually didn't lose a paratrooper, whoa. Great. And yeah, security island again. By the way, cut this off from your the area defense order because or else they're gonna run away if you don't give them a frontline order or anything. Just be careful is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we secure Taiwan now, so we don't really have to deal with the Japanese anymore, which is great. Which is great. Now we just put them around here and then everything is gonna be fine. And now the fading sun here is complete. That means they're gonna surrender and we keep basically all the stuff we control, including Taiwan. If you don't control Taiwan, by the way, you don't get Taiwan. So that's why we did this. But yeah, let them keep their pathetic home island. And now we're at peace. We have truces with all the warlords, so can't attack them until these are done. So let's just put all our troops here and wait for us being ready to being able to attack them. Next thing turn, take their navy, and yeah, blessed victory. And now we have a truce until when? 27th of August. Though we can't do this already, so that we get our war goals ready. I'm not gonna demobilize the economy, and we're gonna first of all assimilate Taiwan and liberate Korea, which only with Qing gets a Korean restoration path. Though, by the way, if one of the nations here has declared war on another and then they peace out because of United Front and stuff like that, they keep a war goals. So be careful, guard the border when the truce is up and not think, oh, I can attack them one at a time. Anyway, we have a few mills now, so we're gonna get this, this. Don't need these anymore. Let's do something like that. Can basically do this, though we need this. And I think we now have enough for that, so that we get more compliance. And for everyone, we will do invasion begins now, so we have war goals now on them. Still, we have to wait until August 27th. And now the elections are happening. We've done our reforms, so no problem in that. And now we basically have, legitimate elections. Gonna make the Chinese Empire Reform Association win, and once we wait 4 years, another round of elections, we can actually become social democratic. And at this point, research whatever you wanna do now. Doesn't really matter too much. And since market liberal support is now less than 5, we can also eradicate the concessions. So that's great. And I guess I'm just gonna get an air force now. Let us negotiate with delegation cities, and that's the end of this now. Let's also get limited exports now. Yeah, I guess we can get some more resources. We can now declare war, so let's do that and crush them. We can, I think we should be fast enough, I hope. Yeah, that's most of their units now gone. Their last stands the entire time. Bit annoying, but yeah. It should be fine. It should be fine, though. They don't have course here, so yeah. Bye bye. And now let's quickly get our army ready for this. They've declared war right now, so yeah, let's crush them. And I just let the battle plan do the battle plan. Same, we'll go for Sichuan now, and then we can declare reunification. Alright, bye-bye Sichuan. Now, I did get lucky with Baoding getting in charge here without Federalist exiles, but yeah. Because you could also get Liu Xiang into as the leader of Sichuan, and this guy's gonna be very aggressive. So yeah. Kinda really hard to show exactly what you should do, because I always play random. But if you want, the same scenarios I have, you can do that in the options to set all these losers to get to the specific path they did here. Otherwise, just rush for their major victory points, basically. Try and do that, pin their divisions so they don't move around, and yeah. I would never do an all-out offensive like this at the beginning, because most of the time if you do that, they're gonna activate Last Stand, which will slow down you by a lot, which you kinda, especially as Qing, not really want to get slowed down when trying to conquer these guys, because you wanna be fast before nations, decide to attack you because you're at war. I'm not gonna do any focuses anymore, because I don't want these other focuses, to be honest. And yet their 3 major cities are conquered, so they kept, and yeah, that was that. Now army goes over here. And we can declare reunification and do our last focus. The dragon rises from the ashes. And with this focus now done, we can demand Mongolian annexation and Tibet's annexation. Russia should drop their guarantee because they're currently, you know, at war. And even if they don't, I guess I'm gonna fight them then. Well, that's not cool. Guess we're gonna have to fight India. But yeah, Russia did back down, so yeah, let's take these guys. We're at war with India now, but yeah, I'm just gonna try and secure some supply ups here, and then after we're done up here, I'm gonna have our might on India. Alright, Mongolia has capitulated. I'm gonna keep waiting with Tibet and India, because there are other things that I currently deem a bit more important. Like the ports, for example, and Russia. Because I want that while they're still at war, you know. And as you see, kind of getting problematic with them right now. So yeah, let's justify it for Tanutuma. And let's hope they accept that. Yep, paying is perfectly fine, thank you very much. Alright, nice. I don't know if really the divisions around the borders does something, but most of the time, if I don't have them around, they completely refuse. So, you know, that's what I'm basing it off of. Alright, our troops are up in the north, our justification is complete. Let's declare war on Russia, so that we get Tanutuva and stuff like that. But if you push into Russia, make sure that you just have like a few divisions here, and even one if they don't have any there, so, because yeah, you don't need that many over here. Conquering this right here is gonna take a while anyway, and yes, that's these guys encircled here now, so that's also great. Push this in there, and this one can basically go all around here. So could send these back on here, but still make them walk into there. How much did we make? Yeah, we already 800k casualties. Wow. Germany has kind of pushed back into Poland a bit, so that's great. But shouldn't take long until they offer us peace. Now, sadly, the only tag that can get claims on Outer Manchuria is Totalist Left Kuomintang. So Great Qing, they can't. I'm not gonna get these anyway, because I wanna keep it completely like whatever the game allows you to do, basically. But if you do want to have these lands, get claims on them, activate state transfer tool, and then just, you know, select these states and give a claim to those, which I'm not gonna do. Ah, there it is. Maybe I should really look up what the trigger conditions for this are, by the way, but most of the time, if I push far enough, they're just gonna be like, okay, let's maybe we should not continue fighting. So yeah, let's agree to the two states that we can get, but yeah, it's Tuva and this down there. That's all we're allowed to get from that. So great, this is now done. I guess we're gonna get Xinjiang, maybe afterwards actually. Let's first finally push into down here. Oh, do I have Nepal in there? That's great. I'm gonna justify these guys just so that we can get a better border. No hard feelings, Russia, right? All right. Yeah. I'm gonna do some pair dropping things because I felt like it. Please select this, thank you. Just gonna have to do a few things, like pinning them down everywhere. Let's see how this goes. Maybe they have something on that. Yep, they do. Shouldn't be too much of a problem though. They have kept, so yeah, all their troops are now encircled. That was the plan here. Alright, this war goal on justification on Bhutan has been finished. I also got them now. I have this front line here now, and I also have this front line here now, and once they're both prepared, we're gonna try and crush India finally. Alright, let's activate the battle plans now. Now with a fully united front line, this should be very easy. Yeah, Russia, we can agree to the current borders. No problemo at all. Albania should have just let me get Tibet, man. This was, like, very unnecessary. Should have just stayed down there, man. You were not planned to be conquered, just so you know. But yeah, I'm not gonna wait with these guys. That's too few troops. Let's just use these guys again. And that's the final piece of the puzzle that is China. Now, after assimilating Xinjiang, we can also finally assimilate Badakhshan, which I almost clicked on that because I thought this was just assimilate. It starts with an A, okay. Did I register that before clicking accidentally? Yeah, I didn't want to give that to Afghanistan. Alright, Afghanistan is no longer landlocked, guys. I'm just the best, am I not? But yeah, long Nepal, we like that. Can't assimilate Bhutan, so I'm being forced to release it. I don't care too much anyway, though, about that anyway. But yeah, that's our borders now. Isn't that great? And now we're gonna wait 2 years. Well, and now the Qing elections of 1944, a new era in politics. Why have I waited for this now? Well, if you complete the reforms successfully and you wait until the 1944 elections, you will be able to become social democratic Qing dynasty. Now, what is this for? Nothing, just cosmetic. But yeah, you don't really get anything from that, sadly, but just for those that really want this color to be there instead of the other. And with that, this is also gonna be the end. So this was kind of my first try at this. I don't know how it's gonna end up, but if you like the idea, wanna see more, maybe you wanna tell me what I could maybe, you know, do a bit more, show a bit other things, or show a bit less, I don't know. Write it in the comments down below. But I'm done here now, so thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Goodbye.